The latest episode of X-Men 97, Episode 10, has finally been released and it was insane. A lot happened, the apocalypse theory was actually correct, and just like in previous episodes, there was a lot of action and drama with excellent animation quality. So, stick around until the end of the video to find out everything that happened and what to expect in the second season. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. The episode starts with a flashback of Magneto and Xavier in a bar, with Charles trying to convince him to undo the damage he caused. Magneto warns that the invasion Charles made into his mind could result in both their minds being shattered, and for those who have read the comics, this is a reference to the villain Onslaught. Xavier sees no other solution but to use his powers to make Magneto restore electricity to the planet. Earth regains its energy, but this reactivates the Prime Sentinels. This episode was full of cameos of other Marvel heroes, many shown fighting the Prime Sentinels. To begin with, Captain America and Iron Man were at the White House protecting the president. Peter Parker and Mary Jane from the 90s show also appeared, confirming some who were unsure if it was that Spider-Man from Episode 8, along with Daredevil, Cloak, Dagger, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, even Psylocke and many other characters fighting the Sentinels. Before we continue, if you're a fan of X-Men and want to see more videos about this wonderful team, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. You'll be well informed daily about the X-Men, Marvel, and DC. Now, focusing on Steve Rogers and Tony Stark, it's hard to imagine them just as government subordinates. They are completely different from the Iron Man and Captain America from the main MCU line. They don't even do anything to help in the battle against Bastion and the Sentinels. It's hard to like those two in this animation. The episode then explains Bastion's real objectives, deciding to end all humans and mutants for the machine's survival. Cable reveals this as one of over 200 attempts to alter the past he has made, to prevent the Genosha massacre and the future catastrophe. When all the X-Men were defeated by Bastion and Mr. Sinister, Phoenix emerges in Jean Grey to save Cable, just like in X-Men, The Last Stand when she rises from the lake. Phoenix attacks Bastion and easily defeats Mr. Sinister, removing all the mutant DNA he had been absorbing. She fixes the collar meant to restrain Bastion and puts it on him, freeing all humans from his control. Like Apocalypse, she appeared in the opening of all episodes, hinting at her appearance at some point. Afterward, Bastion rips Cable's arm, containing future technology and techno-organic virus, fuses with it, and becomes fully armored resembling the comics. Bastion decides to blow up the meteor to destroy Earth. At Meteor M, Xavier fights to bring Magneto's mind back while Logan fights for his life. Bastion arrives at the meteor, and Rogue attacks him, landing several blows, leading him to the moon. On Earth, the president authorizes multiple missiles against the meteor, making Captain America frustratingly inactive. It is revealed that the government has the Magneto Protocol, a contingency plan against Meteor M. In Magneto's mind, Xavier persists in helping his friend remember who he is and that they both share the same dream for mutants. The battle against Bastion is thrilling, especially when Cyclops fires a blast just as Bastion releases another. In a Dragon Ball-style moment, Scott tells Bastion he will never hurt his family again. Bastion even taunts Jubilee, and she retaliates with her powers, a somewhat funny scene. The battle was intense, but the moment where Scott starts giving a speech to Bastion and calls him to their side felt anticlimactic. However, everything changes when they realize multiple missiles are coming from Earth to hit the meteor, revealing the true villains of mutants. Bastion disappears after being sucked into the core maintaining the meteor, prompting the X-Men to work together to stop the asteroid falling to Earth after the missile attack. Scott and Jean project astrally to talk to Cable on Earth, an emotional scene where Scott admits his mistake in not saying goodbye earlier. Morph transforms into Jean to tell Logan she loves him, giving him strength to resist and heal. Magneto remembers who he is, and in a very badass moment, he shouts, "Magneto lives," and starts to raise the meteor. Soon we see that hypocrisy unfold, as many of the humans who were in favor of launching the missiles at the X-Men celebrated when the mutants saved the Earth from the meteor that was falling due to the missile attack. The Meteor M vanishes along with the X-Men, except for Forge, Jubilee, Roberto da Costa, and Cable who remain on Earth. 6 months later, the world wonders about the X-Men's fate. Forge creates a mural with the team's faces and their whereabouts, resembling days of future past. In a news report, it's mentioned that Graydon Creed, Mystique's son with Sabretooth, is gaining popularity in polls, likely for a presidential role, indicating a worsening situation for mutants. Notably missing from Forge's mural are Jubilee and Sunspot, Roberto da Costa, while curiously, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are listed as off-world, unlike the other seemingly deceased X-Men. Bishop informs Forge that the X-Men aren't dead but trapped in a time flux, thrown into other timelines by someone, Apocalypse, who aims to control the present timeline without X-Men interference. Xavier, Beast, Magneto, Rogue, and Nightcrawler are in the past, 3,000 years BC, before En-Sabanur became Apocalypse and discovered his mutant powers. Meanwhile, Scott and Jean are sent 3,000 years in the future and encounter Mother Ascani, who is actually the daughter of Scott and Jean from another dimension, Rachel Summers. The Ascani family fights Apocalypse in the future, revealing Nathan Summers alongside them. In a post-credits scene, Apocalypse is shown in Genosha holding a letter from Gambit, hinting that he might resurrect Gambit as one of his horsemen. This plot point has roots in the comics and is detailed in another video you're about to see. Click the card to watch it. The season ends with these cliffhangers, leaving Wolverine, Storm, and Morpho's whereabouts undisclosed. The first season finale was intense, and it's now clear that Apocalypse will be the main villain in the next season. What did you think of this finale? What was your favorite moment from X-Men 97? Share your thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications. Stay tuned for a video detailing all episodes' Easter eggs and theories for the next season. Thank you, and see you in the next video.